Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations Studio Series 8626 Dinobot Swoop. This is the last of the Dinobots. We have Swoop in his mechanical pterodon form. He is a leader class figure, and he certainly feels it. Nice and chunky in hand. I really like his wing shape. All this greebled detail here looks fantastic. This is one of the things I like most. When they do a mold outline of the Autobot symbol and then they tampograph it inside, it just feels really good. We've got obviously, a not super realistic pterodon, and that's okay because we're trying to emulate the G1 cartoon, and that wasn't super realistic. In that vein, he does actually have his missile launchers, which are neat. He doesn't move a whole lot in this mode. He does have an articulating neck, which does have this extra flat piece, so you can kind of collapse it in when you want to articulate it in different spots, and I do appreciate that. You can also break this to get his head pointed down, so you get 2 points of articulation there. No swivel or rotation or anything there. He can open his mouth, and we do have a spot for a fire effect. So we can come in here and set that up, and that looks pretty nice if you want him breathing fire. You can also, the missiles don't launch, there's not a button or anything to launch them, but we can split them up, and if you want let's say, maybe this blast effect here, and then put the head inside, I think that looks pretty well. I kind of wish the blast effect could go the other way, but that still kind of looks neat. I like these two effects, the way they stack up on each other. And the missiles, it's just a 5mm peg, so it just kind of swivels here. He does come with 2 swords. I believe this one is Swoop's, and then this one would be for your Grimlock toy, since he didn't come with one. And, his wings do articulate, but they, I guess, we can talk about that for the moment. So there is a peg here that goes into his arm. This is probably my biggest complaint of the figure. I do wish that this was stronger, or that this arm, you can see it kind of rocks the arm out of the way, so you get a little bit of articulation there. But I do think that I would have liked it to have locked in a second position. It just kind of feels a little loose and floppy next to his under kibble. But the wing does articulate in 2 spots here, so you can get a little bit of motion. In addition to that, he does have the teeniest, tiniest toe swing. So he's got that. But overall, this Swoop is meant to be swooping. He's really swooshable. If you compare him to his background, he can be coming in on an attack run, that sort of thing. I think he looks pretty great. And to compare him to some other Dinobots, I use the word plural, but I only have the Grimlock. I'm hoping that we get the more Dinobots in the G2 color scheme. Here we've got Swoop next to G2 Grimlock. I've heard rumors that we're gonna get a G1 Grimlock coming out, and a reissue of the Studio Series 86 G1 Grimlock, and I would be down for that. I have this idea of I'm really tempted to buy up the other 4 Dinobots this Christmas break. I think I might pick up another Swoop and then the other 4, or the other 3. And then if Grimlock comes out then next year for Extra Life, I'll do a big set of 5 liters as a prize. I think that would be a lot of fun. If anyone has a spare G1 Grimlock that you want to donate to Extra Life, because right now on the aftermarket he's $200 or $300. I recognize you could get that money for him, which is very reasonable. But if you'd like to, meet somewhere in the middle and sell your Grimlock for less than that for some reason, for the kids, I guess, go ahead and message me, because I'm open to buying one before the reissue comes out, but we'll see. But here's how they look together. And again, it just feels nice, big, and chunky. I like the way they look. I am curious to see if now we're going to go back to Age of Extinction Dinobots, because we got Grimlock and we didn't get any of the others. Did we get the Spinosaurus one? I forget. But Now that we've got the G1 86 movie Dinobots, maybe we'll go back to the Age of Extinctions as our leaders. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think mold-wise, they look good together. Obviously, if we have this Grimlock, I need this Swoop in like... I know there was a red one released, but I think the G2 color scheme is like... Well, we'll throw it up on screen. It's like blue and neon green and awesome. In terms of transformation, like all the Dinobots, this is very, very simple. We're going to take off his swords. We can take off his missile launchers. These arms, like I said, they want to separate. They're pinned in on 2 locations. There's a tab here that goes into the slot here, and a tab here, or a tab here that goes into a slot here. It is not the most secure, attachment point. Definitely could use a third point that comes in across to give it a different axes of attachment. But in terms of complaints, that is pretty minor, if that's the worst thing I have to say about this toy. We're going to come in on the back. We're going to flip out his legs, coming down with his little toesies. His actual feet we clip out, and they pop out nicely. And then he has nice big heels to give him a very wide standing base, which I appreciate. Another complaint, this one is a little less minor, but still minor. This red paint could have gone all the way across. I don't know why it didn't. I recognize that this is 2 different types of plastic. Maybe this is unpaintable plastic because of what they needed to use for the rotation of the ankle. But it could have been filled in or designed a little differently to allow them to use paintable plastic and paint that in. Coming in up top, you can see we've essentially got him done. We're going to take this wing section, bring that up, and then fold the whole thing back around. Same thing on this end. Bring it up, fold the whole thing back around. Take his dino pterodon head, I know pterodons are not dinosaurs. Bring out his arms, flipping out a fist on each side. If I can get... There we go. Get some leverage. Awesome. If you can hear, they're doing the Turkey Day trot right now outside the window. We can come in here and we can just rip his chest apart. It is pegged in, and it's pegged in very, very securely. I do like that. The chest separates out, and we're going to separate out a little further temporarily, bringing down his pterodon head. Bring it all the way down, like so. Then we can close the chest up around it. Next, we're going to come in on his pterodon, like, forehead, I guess you'd call it. And bring down this section, which lets us bring up his robot head, closing that section again. And here is Swoop in his robot mode. His little missile launchers, they can come in up here. They peg in nicely. He's got his sword, his little sword, and then Grimlock will have his. But yeah, Swoop is looking pretty solid in his robot mode. And before we talk any further, let's go announce the winner of last week's giveaway. All right, it is time to announce the winner of the Transformers Generations Studio Series, Optimus Prime and Megatron. We have done a voting system this time, so I got everyone's comments here, and I was trying to keep track of them as we went through. I just double-checked the vote. Some people wanted to vote even if they didn't necessarily want to enter the giveaway, which is totally fine. And don't worry, I don't know why there's like this issue of like these 2 comments appeared twice, but I only counted it once, so no worries. But I've got everyone here who did enter. Tony Bragg, you get your heart. And you are down here. Perfect. So we had 26 votes, or 25 votes, and 24 entries. This was the number of winners that people wanted. We had 18 people voted for 1 winner, and 7 people voted for 2 winners. So we're going to go with 1 winner is going to get both prizes, and we're going to pick a random number, between... can I spell? There we go. 1 and 24. Shit, no. You know what? Let me do 2 and 26. And then random winner between 1 and 26, or 2 and 26, because we're starting at number 2. We're going all the way down to 26. And if we get a 17, we're going to roll again because Incoherent Babbler said they didn't want to enter. So let's see who our winner is. Number 2. Transformers, Machines, Aviation, something Museum. T. Moss, congratulations. Congrats, you have won both Megatron and Optimus Prime. I don't remember if you've entered our giveaways. I know you've entered our giveaways before. I don't remember if you've won anything before. If you haven't, to reach out to me, hit us up. We've got all various social medias. Pick your favorite one, message me, and then comment on this video that you message me on that platform so that I can go check, and we'll get things packaged up to you and sent out sometime next week because this is like the holiday season and we're enjoying time with the family. Hope you're enjoying time with your family. And let's get back to the review. Like all of his Dinobot brethren, Swoop is big and chunky. He's a nice looking leader class figure. The colors that we saw before look even better here. I like these silver sections painted on the thighs that contrast with both the grays and the blues. The gold and red is just classic Dinobot colors. He is the least chunky out of all, 5 Dinobots. But if we compare him to like a standard deluxe, he is a big boy and he fills out his backdrop very, very nicely. I think that my favorite thing about the Dinobots is how, even though they have a very uniform color scheme and a theme, even if they don't like perfectly match that theme, right? Swoop is not a dinosaur. They still look very distinct. And they just feel really good in hand. We've got good, after like some of the leaders, like this is such nice head wiggle. It is surprising how nice this is compared to others, especially because he's got this little platform so you can cheat him like looking down a little further. I like that a lot. You do probably notice there's a little extra plastic on my figure. I left that in. I'm going to take that off, but I left that in because there is, quality concern here. It seems like when they were snipping these mold pieces off the sprues, they didn't get all of it. You do get 360 on the shoulder. The wings can move back and out of the way. You get like this like minor butterfly joint, but it does enough to like do stuff. He can go up that far. He does have a bicep swivel, 90-degree bend at the elbow. He does have a wrist swivel, a waist swivel. The Swoop, pterodon nose kind of beak gets in the way a little bit, which is unfortunate. He can go out that far. He can kick up, not super high, but decently high. And he can kick back decently far. He does have thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee, which I appreciate. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but there's a blast effect port on his back end, which corresponds to where his knee would be in robot mode. It's on his back end in pterodon mode. He does have ankle tilt, so you can get Swoop in some dynamic ready for action poses, or maybe he's like charging in. He's got his sword up and he's kind of charging forward kind of thing. I recognize I don't have the rest of the Dinobots, but man, now I want the team charge. And of course he does come with a sword for Grimlock here, which is obviously very nice. Can stick that on like so. So here's how the two of them look next to each other. Swoop is the smallest of the Dinobots. Grimlock, I believe, is the biggest, but they're all about the same size. So they all kind of fall in somewhere between these two. And yeah, I think they look fantastic together. Again, colors, ignore the color scheme because I don't have a G1 Grimlock. But Swoop looks great. I want another shot at the mold. I want all the Dinobots now. Every time they came out with one, I took a look at it and I gave it away. And I would really like to have all of them in their bright neon 90s G1 color scheme because that's how impressive the toys are for me. I'll buy them twice. This Swoop, however, does need a good home. I am going to include the Grimlock sword. I'm not going to keep it because if I get a G2 swoop with a green sword or a black sword, then it'll go better with my G2 Grimlock. So this swoop needs a good home, and I'm going to do a giveaway right now. Happy Thanksgiving if you're watching this. If you celebrate, if you're in the States, hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. If you don't, no worries. You can still enter. I just kind of want to know what's your weekend plans. Are you spending time with family? Are you spending time with friends? Are you doing a little Turkey Day cook-up? Hannah and I are we're doing 2 Thanksgivings with her family. We're actually doing a seafood boil. We're excited for that. And then I've got a turkey that's been 3-day dry brining for tomorrow, and that'll be with my family. And I'm excited for both. I'm also excited because Nate, as you know, Nate on the channel. He is in town. We got to spend some time with him, which was really, really nice. And we're hoping to do some more on Saturday. So if you are, doing anything this weekend, if you're not doing anything this weekend, just let me know. If you want to enter our giveaways, enter the giveaway for a swoop. It's simple. Go down in the comments below. Say, hey, I'd like to enter the giveaway, and these are my weekend plans. And, let's check in on each other a little more often in the coming up months, to make sure we're all doing okay. And if we're not, let's help each other out. Thanks everybody for watching. Catch you all later. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate. If you don't, hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.